MC Benny.
Come on, East Africa.
Ha.
It's a party.
Tell them. Afrika Mashariki. Twaja pamoja.
From country to country, yeah. We gotta work together. We are leaders now. Aiming high for the better. Together. To make our nations greater. We're sharing to the power. So you lead, I lead, we lead together. So you lead, I lead, we lead together. We will lead, we will lead. Let your dream be a reality. We will lead, we will lead. Let your dream be a reality.
Together we shape with responsibility as young people with ability. Here we are to take the opportunity to raise the flag of East Africa. Together with love, together with peace, together respond to our need, together transform our community as we see light and a brighter future. Let's join hands for youth and women. Let's join hands for youth and women.
Afrika Mashariki yote twaungana, vijana vijana kutoka Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi hadi South Sudan na Rwanda. Twaja pamoja ili fanye nini? Vijana wote.
I lead, we lead together. So you lead, I lead, we lead together. We will lead, we will lead. Let your dream be a reality. We will lead, we will lead. Let your dream be a reality.
You're muted, Fiona. Fiona, we can't hear you.
Sorry guys. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes, I
Great.
can hear you.
Fantastic. Okay, sorry for that hiccup. Welcome Africa to this episode of Unplugged. We are so excited to have you. I see so many people already online. We're already like 19. Thank you so much for coming online. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you do. We would love to connect with you. So feel free to just chat with us in the comment section now. I know that my face is new for some of you, especially if you weren't with us last week. My name is Fiona Kemigisha, but you can call me Kemi because this is a chill space. Okay, we have fun here. We are chill. My name is Kemi, and I will be your host for the foreseeable future. Okay, so yeah, get used to seeing me here every now and then. And my undercover co-host, who you guys, most of you already know, is Franklin. But he's undercover today, but he's around. He's making all of this digital stuff happen. So we have some amazing guests joining us today who are going to share with us on a topic that YouLead is very passionate about: social change. I'm going to get to them in a little bit, but just in case someone didn't read the poster properly, I just want to tell you what we'll be talking about. We are this social change. You know, what is our role as the youth in impacting our communities, the conversations we have, you know, all these different things that we are bringing into our communities. What is our role in that? People that we've invited are working for organizations that are doing just that. So I'm going to introduce them right now. Now, our guest is Hassan Nurudeen Olanrewaju. And forgive me if I have butchered your name, Hassan. He is a program officer. You know what? I'm going to let him tell us what he does. I think it's better if you hear all of this from them, yeah? So Hassan, welcome to Unplugged.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hassan Nurudeen Olanrewaju. So, Fiona, you did pronounce it well. I work for YouthHub Africa as Programs Officer, Governance and Accountability. I think that's all for now. As time goes on, you get to know about me. And Fiona, Kemi is also like a Nigerian name. Fiona was talking to me.
I beg your pardon? Hassan, so we're just going to ask, I'm going to ask you for one more thing in your introduction. So you've given us your name, what you do. We want to know what is making you smile today. Just tell us one thing that's making you smile.
So one thing that is making me smile today is in exactly 7 days, Youth of Africa is hosting an international conference called the DARE Conference, and I'm the one taking lead on that project. So it's been
That's amazing.
up and down, planning for the whole conference. I'm just have a very large conversation around sexual and gender-based violence in Nigeria and in Africa as a whole.
Wow, 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 guys. I hope everyone in the comments is clapping because that is phenomenal. We're definitely going to want to hear some more about that.
Thank you.
So let's introduce our second guest. His name is, I can pronounce this properly. He taught me, but I don't know if I'm going to get it right. Sheelagh. Ndahepele. Welcome, Sheelagh.
Thank you very much, Fiona. It's a pleasure having you this time around. I'm introducing myself to the whole team that I'm Mr. Sheelagh Ndahepele. I am from the Republic of Namibia, which is situated in the southern Africa. I'm in Windhoek. Basically, I am an academic tutor by profession in the university and a country representative for SADC Youth Council, of which I'm representing Namibia. And in addition to that, I'm a youth activist in politics, of which I'm also serving in different platforms for Swako Party Youth Rift in Namibia. And in addition to that, I'm also serving in the executive council for SADC Youth Council, just to name a few, and also in other youth, both local and in the national platform. That's all I can give you for now. Thanks for that.
Thank you so much, Sheelagh. Sorry for that interruption. I think someone hadn't turned off their mic. Okay, so thank you very much. First of all, hey, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling very amazed. We have teachers, activists. You wear so many caps in your life. That's really impressive, and I think it's definitely every time I meet young people who are doing so many things, I'm really inspired myself to do even more. Now, let's get into, let's talk to you guys a little bit. Let me start with Hassan. Hassan, I know you work with YouthHub Africa, and it is an organization that is very passionate about social, from gender issues to democracy. And today we want to know, you as an individual, as Hassan, what is area of social change that is really close to your heart? That area that inspired you to start working in YouthHub and helping the society?
So good evening again, everyone. Like I said earlier, my name is Hassan Nurudeen Olanrewaju, and I'm the Programs Officer, Governance and Accountability for Youth of Africa. So social change for me is leading a change that causes a ripple in the society. It might not be much from the onset, but then it's something that when you look at it in the next 10 years, you look at it like there is that one step that somebody took, and then it has caused the effect in the society. And I got into doing what I'm doing when I was in the university. I studied political science in the university, and that really shaped the way I view the world, because Nigeria is largely underdeveloped, even though we have like the largest economy in Africa, but our economy still cannot suffice our population. It's the GDP to number of people, it's very, very low. So trying to understand politics made me realize that if we don't get our politics right, we would never get anything right. If you don't have good politicians who make good policies, then people would be poor, which then led me to start working with an organization called Raising New Voices. When I started working with Raising New Voices, I just left the university then. So what we did then was to, it was when I left the university was when the Not Too Young to Run movement was at its peak, and President Muhammadu Buhari had just signed the bill into law, which means people under the age of 35 can actually run for presidency. People under the age of 25 can run for the National House of Assembly. That's our apex lawmaking body. So there was this craze for young people to get into politics, to create those policies that would drive new voices. Then was to create a crowdfunding platform for young Nigerians who are willing to run. We realized that one big problem that young Nigerians do have is they are not as rich as the older Nigerians. So to run for a political position means you have to be very, very rich. Politics is very, very expensive in Nigeria. Very, very, I mean, much more expensive than Western worlds. Like when some governors, they tell us they spend as much as 16 to 17 billion naira to get elected into a position. And that is more than, I think in today's money, it's more than like $5 to $6 million to run for a governor of a state. So how many young Nigerians born in the late 80s and early 90s have that kind of money? So what we did was to create a crowdfunding platform. We went out to put money in this pool of funds so that we can use to sponsor these young people. Because number one, when you sponsor your candidate, you are able to tell that candidate that, yes, this is what I want you to do. This is why I have voted for you. People are much more interested in things that they are spending their money on. But when you don't spend your money on it, it can go anyways, and you don't really care. And then it also gives you that confidence to look at your representative in the face. You know, the Nigerian representative will come to you and like, you didn't sponsor my election. So, I mean, but then when you say, even if it's my 10 naira, I mean, it's very, very basic, but then it does go a long way to boost your confidence as a citizen to demand for the right system of government. So that was what we were doing till the end of the election. And afterwards, we started working on grooming young politics. And what we did then was to link politics to quality of life. We show people that if you vote for the wrong set of persons, you would go to that wrong set of persons would not vote in the right amount of money into education, would not vote in the right amount of money into security, would not vote in the right amount of money into a lot of things, which means the education for your child would suffer. Insecurity, as we know in Nigeria, would even rise. And when you are able to link everything back to the essence of politics, people now understand that, why am I not voting? Why am I not getting involved? They begin to see reasons why they should get involved. And that was what I did till I moved to Youth of Africa. And in Youth of Africa, we've been working around getting young people to strengthen their capacity. We've been working with 5 different organizations across Africa, in Ethiopia, Burundi, Sudan, Cameroon, and one other country, to strengthen the capacity of young Africans. We just finished an online course and getting them much more interested in politics. So what basically I am doing is to make young people understand the essence of politics, why it is so important to us, and why we cannot just leave it to the older Africans, and why, if we are saying we want this kind of changes in the country, we need to fight for our rights to be at the decision-making table. Because if you are not there while they are making the decision, it will affect you and you will not be able to say anything. There's this quote that stayed with me since my university days. I think it's from I can't remember the author, but it says it's something around if you are not interested in politics, it's all fine and good. Yes, I mean it's fine and good, but the policies made by those politicians would affect you and you would not be able to complain. So that has always shaped the way I view society at large. You don't have to start at national level. You can start at as basic as your community, your own street. Start influencing people to be able to make sure that those changes, meetings, you can do local government elections. We don't have to start at the very top, but it is those little things scattered across Africa that brings the change that we want to see. And that is the way I view social change. Everyone doing the little they can in their own little space, and then causing a ripple so major that in the next 10 years, for some of us that don't have kids yet, we would see that life is better than yesteryears. We have an issue in Africa that 10 years ago is better than now. So we need to start changing that. We need our yesterday, our tomorrow to
Okay.
hello, guys.
I don't know.
My network went off there. Where did I lose everyone?
Sorry about that. We had Hassan on. I don't know if he's still on. Hassan, are you still with us? Okay. As we wait to see if we can get him back, I just wanted to say that he was sharing about what matters to him. And it was very apparent that when it comes to leadership, he's very passionate about young people taking their place in there's so many countries where we've had leaders that have been here forever and for always, and he's very passionate about creating, a Nigeria where younger people have the opportunity to take up these positions. And that's amazing. And that's something we absolutely 1000% stand behind in YouLead. We love to see young people taking their place. And we'll get back to him once he gets back. I really quickly also just wanted to say hi to everyone who is in the comments, because I see so many comments from you guys. Hello, I see Josephat from Tanzania, Luanga from DR Congo, Sharon from Uganda, hey, 6, Semwanga, Emmanuel from Liberia. Wow, there's so many of you. Thank you guys for joining us today. So now I'm going to ask the same question to you, Sheelagh. What is that area of social change that is closest to your heart, that caused you to get into this work? What's that thing, that keeps you going every day?
Am I audible enough?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Miss Fiona. To those that joined the meeting now, welcome. I'm Mr. Ndahepele from Namibia, as I've already highlighted. There's always a phenomenon which says that if you can't change, you need to be involved physically And that is the phrase that keeps me going to advocate for youth agendas, not only in Namibia, however, also in the African context. Before I continue, may I please request all those with their audios on to please mute them, because from my side I can see it's a lot of distractions. Hello?
Fiona, you are muted.
You're on mute.
Apologies, guys. Sheelagh, we can hear you. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I have a lot of agendas that I'm currently advocating for. And those agendas are the ones that led me to be focused, that are driving me to ensure that youth participations in different activities, those activities are being advocated for. And one of them is to protect youth from abuse. This is a phenomenon for us to ensure our young Namibians, our young Africans, our young citizens across the globe are protected from abuse, be it slavery, be it abuse of different factors that are affecting our young people in the world, for us to get a change, for us to get a solution to that. And one of the most important things that I'm always advocating for is youth participation in politics. This agenda is always being left out when we are always tabulating youth agendas, of which youth participation in politics is very important to ensure that our young citizens are being groomed, are being equipped with relevant skills and knowledge for them to take over. So by the time our leaders are going to left, so our young people are groomed, equipped, and also they are being educated with relevant leadership skills for them to make a transformative change among our society. And one of the most important things that as we are currently know that we are living in the fourth industrial revolution, we need to advocate for youth in entrepreneurship agendas. For us, especially in Namibia, we are trying to advocate for youth involvement in entrepreneurship projects. Our young people to start with relevant projects that are meant for skill upgrading, and also to ensure our young people are given relevant, credible, and also right skills to transform our country at large, to make Namibia a hub of industrial sector, like to advance our industrial sector. Let me say manufacturing, agribusiness, and also industrial, and also other business sectors, to make them working and learning, for them not to be dormant. And this can only be done if our young people are being trained with skills development and capacity for them to be capacitated with relevant skills. And that only comes if we as young people are involved in leadership and also are involved in capacity training among our young people. And one of the most important things as we can see that we need also to let our young people to take space in the diaspora. Currently now, as we all know, we have young athletics all over the world that are taking place, that are participating in Olympics at Tokyo. And one of the most important things we as youth that we need to advocate for is youth participation in sport development, be it soccer, be it athletics, swimming, and all those aspects of sport. We need to foster, we need to fund, to make funds available. And that can only be done if we as young people come together and we merge for us to ensure and foster our young people to partake in sport developments. As we all know, these young African citizens, they are also taking part in the Olympia Tokyo, of which most of you, let me say from our case in Namibia, we have our young, vibrant girls, two Namibian vibrant girls, which is Kristen Boma and Beatrice Massing. They are scooping some awards from Olympics, and we are happy for that. Now my question is, what about other young African citizens from other different countries? If they happen to participate, they will also bring change. And what we are saying here is change that we want among our young African, young citizens across the world. And one of the most important things also that's keeping my heart burning is a low participation of youth in agricultural sector. And that's one of the sector that I'm also championing here in Namibia. We need to foster youth participation in agricultural activities. Yes, agriculture is taken as that sector that most of our young people see as a sector only being studied, especially agriculture in particularly. It's only that course where most of people that used to study go study it either at technical or either at universities. They regarded it as one of the courses that can be only be studied by those people with lower points, which is not supposed to be the case. My suggestion is agriculture has a potential to drive our economy, foster development, and also to bring a change among our young people. And my agenda is I'm an advocate for youth participation in agricultural activities in Namibia, of which we have developed some different agricultural activities in our country that are being currently taking place, and also one of them of which we are currently working with our partners. We call it Youth in Agriculture, and it's quite working very well because we have kept attention for a lot of young Namibians that we are currently working with in terms of involvement in those agricultural participations activities, that be it farm development or either crop animal husbandry. There are a lot of different activities that we are currently learning in our home country, Namibia. And then the reason why we embark on the journey is for us to make sure that our young Namibians are equipped with relevant skills and strategic managerial skills on how to run the farms for us to be able to produce our own food in our country, for us to be able to be a country whereby we don't rely on other countries for food sustainability. Lastly, at this moment, I want Sorry. I think there's a complaint from some of in the audio that I can't be heard very well. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Lastly, I want to bring in my last aspect that is keeping me going as a youth, and the topic is youth in leadership. There's a slow pace when it comes to youth participation in political arenas, and that one I can also attest with, especially here in Namibia. There's a very slow participation in youth activities, especially for political atmosphere. And this can only be alluded to due to lack of information. There's a need for us to give proper information to our fellow young people on what is politics. And this can only be done if we happen to give them proper education. As my fellow speaker, Mr. Hassan said, we need to educate our young people on what is politics and how they can be involved in politics. And once young people are being involved in politics, that's the only agenda or scenario that will make them being recognized as leaders of tomorrow. And this can only be done if we happen to create space for our young people to take up space in political atmosphere. We have a lot of young people today, better, and they are only better political wise. Those young people, they are leaders with credible and acceptable, with strong leadership skills. And it can only comes with positive mindset, and also it only comes if with hard work, and that hard work means we need to train and groom our young people at the earlier stage for them to be involved. Thank you very much. I think other points will come as we go on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sheelagh. I think you touched on some very important things. One of the things that you talked about that really stood out for me is entrepreneurship. I'm very passionate about young people creating jobs, creating jobs for themselves and for others. I think that it's such an important thing as we move forward, even into taking up our space in leadership. And I think it says a lot that both yourself and Hassan expressed strongly how you feel, when it comes to us, we the youth, taking up our spaces in leadership, which is something, again, that we are so passionate about here at YouLead. And I mean, I see even in the comments, so many of you are leaders, are entrepreneurs, and we are so privileged actually to have you here talking to us. I see Leonard from Bujumbura. Welcome. Mansuza. Also from SADC, thank you so much for joining us. Musa from Sierra Leone, founder and National Director Movement for Education. Wow, guys, thank you for honoring us by being part of this space. Now we are going to move into the more relaxed part of this space. We're going to have a little bit of trivia. So I'm going to take you through 3 questions. We'll go one at a time. And if you know the answer, be the first to give us that answer. Just, you can raise your hand, and then we'll bring you on and you can tell us the answer. And on every platform, whether you are on Facebook or right here, feel free to engage. Now, let's get into that. The first question today is, and this is something that is happening right now, so I feel like you guys already have this answer on your fingertips. Which country is currently in the lead at the Olympics? Tell us which country is, I see someone has put up their hand. Luanga. Okay, let's get
China.
you on here. Yes.
Is China the one in the lead?
Yes, yes. Very well done. Thank you. Wow, getting it correct on the first try. That doesn't always happen. Very well done. Thank you. I know the other people who knew, and we also celebrate you. We celebrate you as well. Luanga just happened to put up his hand first, so you know. Okay, so let's go on to the second question, which is how many countries still have the shilling as their currency? Think East Africa. That's a hint. Think East Africa. Andrew Prince, go ahead.
First of all, East Africa, which those are 3 countries. And there's another country which I really don't know the name, but it's outside Africa.
Okay, that's part of the answer. So you've gotten 3/4, 3/4 of the mark. Is there anybody that knows that last country? There's one more country. I see a couple of hands up. Sharon, do you want to tell us what that last country is? And on Facebook, is there anybody? Hey guys, I know someone knows this answer. I refuse to believe that nobody knows what that 4th country is.
The people raising their hands.
It's just a more, okay. I see Jean-Baptiste. Go ahead and tell us.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, can I try?
Yes, please.
Can I try?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
Jean-Baptiste, okay. It's in Malawi. Where? I said Malawi.
No. No. Unfortunately, that's not the one I'm looking for. It's another country. Anybody? I think I'm about to give us the answer for this 4th country. Let me see if anybody in the comments has gotten it yet. Hey, no one, but someone said 4, so that's correct. Let me just see, who's this? Moses Kanyesi just said 4, which is correct. And I see Victor has given us the 4 countries: Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, and Uganda. Thank you, Victor Haimbala. Yeah, he is correct. Those are the 4 countries still using the shilling. Let's see. So we have one more question. Now this one is for the music lovers, okay? The arts people, which is actually, those are my guys, those are my people. So which artist in Africa is said to have invented the Afrobeat? Hassan, hand up, go ahead.
I'd like to say Fela Anikulapo Kuti. Hopefully I'm right.
Very correct. Yes, Fela Kuti, the famous Ghanaian musician, is attributed to Afrobeat. Afrobeat is his creation, his contribution to the beautiful landscape of the creative arts in Africa. Oh, I apologize. So then Google has lied to me. Hassan says Fela is Nigerian. Apologies. These sites must be lying then. Okay, so that's it for our trivia round. Thank you for taking part, guys. Everybody got something correct. We appreciate you and everybody who tried. And now we have learned something, like we are 1% better. The next time we hear these questions, we'll be on top of things, yeah? So we are going to get right back to our guests. Hassan, unfortunately, had a bit of an issue and fell off earlier, but we had really gotten the gist of what you were talking about, Hassan. And right now, I'd like you to share with us a little bit about what YouthHub specifically is doing right now. It may be a specific project that you guys are passionate about, that you're pushing. And if there's any way that you would like us to contribute, maybe we can support you on social media. We can, whatever you'd like us to do, tell us about that project and tell us how we can support.
Okay, so thank you again for having me, and sorry again about the network. These are things we can't control. So Youth of Africa is an organization that is youth focused. Our programs are mostly directed in 3 thematic areas: governance and accountability, girl-child literacy and education, and sexual and reproductive health rights. Those are the 3 places that we focus on. And we also have a media team that curates opportunities for young Africans. If you go to our website, there is an opportunity website where you can see a lot of job opportunities, scholarships, fellowships, and they are the ones that they are free to apply for. You don't need to pay any money. So I would advise everyone, you can jump on our website. We do that every day. We look for opportunities, create them on our website for young people to jump on and develop themselves in terms of their capacity. Now, as I was saying, when you asked me what was making me happy, I said in a week time, we'll be hosting the 3rd edition of the DARE conference. And so that's like a project that it's like on the forefront for Youth of Africa at the moment. And DARE conference stands for determine. The DARE, D-A-R-E, stands for determine, determine, oh my God, I've forgotten our acronym. It starts from determine, aspire, reimagine, and express. I'm sorry, guys. Determine, aspire, reimagine, and express. It's a 2-day conference, and we basically break it into 4 sub-themes. We have the education, employment/entrepreneurship. If you're not going to be an entrepreneur, you'll probably be employed. So we try to look at it from both ends of the lens. Then there is also the health part, and then there is the governance and democracy. Now, those 4 sub-themes are now broken down into 4 sessions. We have the pop-up performance, where we have young people come and showcase their creativity. It could be music, dance, spoken words, poetry, any form of creativity at all. Then there is the pop-up session. So the pop-up session is like a TEDx style kind of speech, where somebody comes to give a speech about their own work that is disrupting their own field of work, just like Sheelagh was talking about. And then, 7 to 10 minutes. And then we have a tea conversation. A tea conversation is more or less like a TV interview, where you have 2 people literally sipping tea and then having conversation around things that affect young Africans. And then we have a panel session. I guess panel session pretty much explains itself. So that would run for 2 days. We'll be looking at inviting, getting 500 people physically because of COVID protocols and the rest. And then we are looking out to reaching out to at least 2,000 people or more than that online, streaming the program. We'll be having a former minister, we'll be having 2 former ministers actually. We'll be having a lot of people. We'll be having an A-list artist come and perform, which that's at the end of the 2-day conference, at an HIV concert, just to raise awareness on HIV. So a lot of activity will be going on, and that's next week, Friday and Saturday, which is what is making everywhere in YouthHub at the moment. We are also excited. Somebody is asking in the comment section where the website. I'll drop the link there. So that's what we are working on right now. But beyond that, Youth of Africa works around a lot of things. Like I said earlier, there's this open society project that we've been working on in terms of strengthening the capacity of young Africans, in terms of politics, socioeconomic perspectives, getting more young people to understand that there is a link between the way politics is played in their country and their quality of life. If the politics is bad, the quality of life is going to be bad. So if you don't like the way things are, it's better to get involved in politics. You want to be an entrepreneur. If the politics is bad, a policy would come in one day and your years of hard work, the policy would render it useless. So there's this example in Nigeria. Nigeria is currently facing a tech boom. Like a lot of Nigeria are going into the tech sector. And between 2017 and 2019 thereabouts, we had a lot of innovative ideas around transportation. As you know, Lagos is the hub of traffic. And there's this app called Gokada. They use bikes, just like Uber for your motorcycle, just to find your way around traffic and ease traffic. And they've gotten their Series A and Series B, I think. And government just came with a policy one day, and millions of dollars was lost. Government said motorcycles cannot apply some express and everything like that. Like a whole industry was shut down with just one policy. And it goes a long way to show how much politics is very, very important to all of us. In terms of girl-child education and literacy, we also work around it. We are trying to get, we are working on an amend UBE Act. UBE Act is free education from age 0 to 9 in Nigeria. We are trying to increase it to age 12 so as to get more young people, more young Nigerians into school, to get more education for them. In terms of sexual and reproductive rights education, we've been working with the UNFPA to get, there's this project we call the Ripple Project, where we have people talk to other young people. We call it peer education, talk to young people across the country. It's been going on for more than 3 months now, I think, amongst other projects. So there are lots that YouthHub does. I'll put our website on the chat comment, on the comment section, and I'll put the website for the conference on the comment section. You can register. Even if you are not in Nigeria, you can stream live, and we'll be happy to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Hassan. I see people are already excited about this conference. It sounds very, very exciting. Personally, because I'm so passionate about the creative arts, when I heard that you have, you've dedicated some specific time to the creative arts, you are speaking to me. You are speaking to me. Someone say amen in the comments. Who else is just like, yes, my people. So I love that. And please do leave these the links to this in the comments. We would love, love, love to be a part of this. Okay, he has posted that. So all of us can go and check this out. Let's be a part of this conference. Let us support what this organization is doing for social change. So I'm going to run back to Sheelagh and ask him the same question. Sheelagh, you had already shared a little bit about agribusiness and what your organization is doing specifically on that topic. I wonder if do you want to share a little bit more about that? Because I know you were still telling us a bit about that, or if there's something else you want to tell us about that your organization is doing that we can support or be a part of, please take it away. This is your moment. Tell us about it.
Sorry, I was muted. I think I recognized that. Thank you for having me. Can you hear me all?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Basically, from a personal capacity, I work with different organizations. But however, I will relate this one to SADC Youth Council, which is trying to make an inclusivity for most of our young African, young SADC youth in our region. And my presentation will a little bit elaborate on what we do and what we are trying to achieve, with addition to what I have already said. First of all, we from the SADC Youth Council, we are trying to mend and also bring positive changes among our young people. And one of those things is for us to ensure that our young people are being trained and also given relevant skills when it comes to skills development. One of the most important things that we do is first of all, we used to interact with the SADC commissions on the common interest areas among our youth, and also just to represent SADC itself and also African youth in policy making summits and also high-level meetings and agreements. This is being elaborated to ensure that our young people are also being heard on regional and on continental platforms such as summits and also head of states missions and summits. The council itself offers some also human resource capital training among our young people with regards to helping support the youth in the region, with specifically to alleviate poverty through job creation for our young people in the region, and also to create conducive platforms to perform various developmental work, and also to foster skills and also experience in vast works such as agriculture, entrepreneurship, and also just to add a little bit with regards to youth participation in politics, of which we have centered platforms whereby we train, capacitate, and also give relevant skills that are of a meaningful contribution to our young people's future mentorship trainings and other platforms that are meant for capacity development among our young people. Just to add on that also, the council itself is being also, we used to foster or to provide a platform for youth in diaspora or exchange programs in order for us to enable the youth the opportunities for gaining skills through exchange programs and also for sharing the experience. And we are doing this just for us to ensure our young people are given training and also some relevant skills that are meant for skill upliftment, for them to be groomed and also to be given relevant skills that will ensure Africa one day will be a diaspora, a continent with everything that we used to go look at Eastern African continent or other continents in the diaspora, be it education, be it business-wise or other platforms that are meant for youth empowerment. Just to give a little bit of also what the agenda that we're trying to foster. One of them is to promote development among our young people and also to ensure and also to capacitate development, leadership, strong leadership, and to create some innovation centers that will groom our young people both in the continent and also in the diaspora. And this is meant to promote creativity in terms of technology and development among our African young minds. We need, as we all know, we need to create a positive mindset among our young people while they are younger, for us to make sure that when they are growing older, the mindset is groomed with a positive mindset. As the topic says it today, that youth for social change, and that's the change that we are looking for. And without the change, there's nothing going to happen, and that change needs to be groomed, to be fostered among our young people while they are young. With regards to some other aspects whereby we are trying to harness young generations to capacitate their mindsets on grabbing opportunities and also to take up space in diaspora. And this is being necessitated with regards to youth participation in political and economic issues among our region, there is a gap when it comes to youth participation in most of our international organizations, be it United Nations, European Union, African Union, also to mention few of them international. World Food Programs, those international organizations. How, the question is now, for us to bring up positive changes globally, we need to get involved our energetic, vibrant, young African leaders in decision-making bodies across the world. And how this to be done? This can only be done if we happen to share relevant information among our young people. And what is that relevant information? Relevant information comes with positive mindset by creating space, platforms that are meant for positive change among our young people. And those platforms can only be brought up if platforms such as this summit, international dialogues such as this can also foster participation among our young people, and that can only be done if we are sharing relevant and necessary information among our young people. And one of the most important things that is always paining me is, as it was already alluded, lack of participation, and I'm going to elaborate more on this. Lack of information when it comes to agricultural sector among our young people. Now the question is, we always want to eat from the food from the soil, be it Pick and Pay, Women Block, Spar, Pick and Pay, or whatsoever, ShopRite. Now the question is, we as young Namibians, we are not only Namibians, but also, I'm summing up now with Fiona. The question is, we need to foster our young people to make sure that they take agricultural sector as a #1 priority. And this can only be done if we provide training, capacity development, and also resource mobilization among our young people to take up space in agricultural sector. #1, it will create job that our young people are looking to also minimize unemployment. Secondly, it will also make sure that food availability is available to alleviate hunger among our citizens. There is a concern of hunger in many of African countries, and this can only be done if we happen to utilize agricultural sector very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sheelagh. I feel like there was really a lot to learn from what you've just told us. I like that you kept on talking about mindsets. I think that's a very important thing because there's very little we can achieve all round in every sector without having a mindset, without having our mindsets on those particular goals. So thank you again. You have shared very passionately, and I feel like all of us have definitely gotten something important from what you've shared. Both you and Hassan have given us such a great idea of what you do and how we can contribute. So thank you again. We are just about to wind up this session because you guys know we like to keep it short and sweet. I do see Charles's hand up. Charles, do you have a question? We can take that as our last question. Would you like to come on and ask?
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Charles. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I've just joined the meeting late.
Yes.
just God was so loved the way you put it, because Africa is our home and Africa is our business. What I could like maybe to add on that is that in Kenya, we work more on innovations and technology. I could like to ask my brother who has already given a presentation on inter-technology transfer. Last time when I was in Canberra giving a talk on innovation and technology, I said that as much as Africa will remain ecocentric on what I know, on what you know, you don't want to share, then still we are far from what we are speaking. If Namibia is the best in farming, why can't Kenya adapt that skills? In Kenya, we have more on development of software. Why cannot Namibia? Why are we not giving Botswana, Nigeria? Why are we not sharing on the existing innovations within this country? Another question that I could like to challenge you as a panel and as a young people is that communication infrastructure in Africa is a challenge. Taking a flight from here, Kenya, to Nigeria, it cost me $80. But taking a flight from Kenya to Dubai, it cost me $30. What are you trying to live within the Rhine? Traveling Africa to Africa is expensive compared to traveling to Africa to other countries. If today you need to visit Botswana, let me say an example, I want to go to South Africa. I need around 4 clearance areas for my country because of the regulation South Africa has put to Kenyans. If today you want to pay a visit to Uganda to see how people are living, it is so hard. Why? We have not still achieved the unity as Africa, which can enable us to grow. Whatever you know, I don't know it, but how can we share? Finally, we do business with other countries like China and the rest. We just import things, trust within young people. In Kenya, I chair Young Innovators and also the Gateway Innovator Society of Kenya, where you have seen M-Pesa and all rules of innovations. I could challenge the admin because I see you are seeing me. You form a WhatsApp group where we can share what we know. You form a WhatsApp page. I think the Youth Africa, the youth organization is still okay. We always receive your emails. And also we share in WhatsApp so that we can be able to be sharing on what we know. At the end of the day, we shall achieve this in Africa. Thank you very much. I will be happy. I will not be late again. I will not be late again, I promise. Thank you very much, admin.
No problem. Thank you
you
so
very
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really like to hear from you guys. So thank you, Charles, for those important points you brought up. I think we're going to, could you kindly switch off the camera for now? And all right. So thank you again. We do love to hear from you guys, and I think he has brought up such an amazing point about unity, about how we should be sharing these things. We are definitely listening. We have heard what you've said about just like those groups. We do have a page, just in case you are not on our Facebook page, please head over there. We are YouLead Africa on all our platforms, and it's an open space. You can share, if you want to share a skill, go ahead and do it on that space. And it's 8 o'clock. I'm sorry if we've kept you guys just a little bit longer. We do like to keep this short and sweet, so we are going to be signing out in a bit. I just want to say thank you again to our hosts for coming in here and sharing so passionately about things that really matter. Thank you, every single person that has come onto the chat session to talk to us. I see all your messages. I mean, you're thanking us, but thank you. Thank you for coming through, because this community isn't a community without all of you. So thank you again. And we look forward to having you again next time. Please remember that Unplugged is now every single week. So every Thursday we are here, and we'll keep updating you on our social media platforms. Thank you for joining us again, and have a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. Have a good one. Thanks again. This is us signing out. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you for creating this opportunity.
Thank
You're
you. Bye-bye.
welcome.
Sipeni.
Come on, East Africa.
Ha.
This a party.
Tell them. Afrika Mashariki. Twaja pamoja.
From country to country, yeah, we gotta work together. We are leaders now, aiming high for the better. Together, to make our nations greater, sharing to the power. So you lead, I lead, we lead together. So you lead, I lead, we lead together. We will lead. We will lead, let your dream be a reality. We will lead, let your dream be a reality.
Together we'll shape with responsibility as young people. With ability, here we are to take the opportunity to raise the flag of East Africa. Together with love, together with peace, together respond to our need. Together transform our community as we see light and a brighter future. Let's join hands for youth and women. Let's join hands for youth and women.
Afrika Mashariki yote twaungana, vijana vijana toka Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi hadi South Sudan na Rwanda. Twaja pamoja ili fanye nini?
You lead,
Vijana
so you
wote.
lead, I